Hello and welcome to this video. We were continuing the second chapter of your history, that is New Kings and Kingdoms. In last video we discussed up to the Chahamanas or the Chauhans, and in this video we will discuss about the rising of Chola dynasty and some of their architectural contribution and the development in the field of agriculture during their ruling period. In the beginning of this chapter, we already discussed that there were various ways followed by the kings in order to get into the power. Some were dynastical ruler, some were earlier serving other kings as subordinate and later raised to power. Some were some important chief family who later rose into power. Some were Brahmanas who turned into kings or Kshatriyas by following the rituals of Hiranyagarbha and all. So there were various ways people adopted in order to get into power or in order to transform themselves as kings. So in this video we will discuss about the rising of Chola dynasty into power, how they came into power. So prior to their ruling period, means the Cholas ruling period, what happened, that there was a minor chiefly family known as the Muttarayar. They were holding power near the Kaveri Delta. As you can see here, this is river Kaveri. So near the deltaic region of river Kaveri, there was a chiefly family known as Muttarayar. They were holding the power. And the Muttarayar were not king. They were just a chiefly family who were serving to the Pallavas of Kanchipuram as their subordinate. In present days Tamil Nadu region, there was the Kanchipuram, and in the Kanchipuram region, the Pallavas were ruling there as the king, and to the Pallava king, the Muttarayar were serving as their subordinate to the Kaveri Deltaic region. Then what happened, that Vijayalaya, who belonged to the ancient chiefly families of the Cholas from the Urayur, he captured the Kaveri Deltaic region from the Muttarayar in the middle of the 9th century. So the Muttarayar were overthrown from the Kaveri Deltaic region by the Chola chief Vijayalaya. Then what happened, that Vijayalaya built a town called Thanjavur and a temple for goddess Nisumba Sudini near the Kaveri Deltaic region by overthrowing the Muttarayars. Then the successor of Vijayalaya, they started conquering their neighboring regions and neighboring kingdoms in order to expand their control over the areas and in order to expand their power. So Vijayalaya captured the areas under the Muttarayar, and his successor gradually conquered more and more neighboring areas with the passage of time. And in the process of conquering the neighboring area, gradually the successor of Vijayalaya captured a lot of parts of the Pandyan and the Pallava territories. So the successor of Vijayalaya were so able that they gradually succeeded in capturing the territories or some part of the territories of the Pandyan and the Pallavas. Among the Chola kings, Raja Raja I, considered the most powerful Chola ruler, who became the king in 985 and gradually expanded his control over the neighboring areas. He also recognized the administration of the empire. Then the son of Raja Raja I was Rajendra I, and he continued his policies and even raided the Ganga Valley, Sri Lanka, and countries of Southeast Asia by developing a navy system in order to capture those areas. The Cholas started capturing the extreme south part of the India, but gradually their successor were successfully expand their control of area, and till Rajendra I started ruling on behalf of Chola, he was successfully captured the areas up to the Ganga Valley, means the northern part of the India. The modern days northern valley or the Ganga Valley area, they successfully expand their capture up to that, and not only up to the Ganga Valley of India, rather they were successfully captured the Sri Lanka along with other Southeast Asiatic countries. Then next we will discuss about their architectural splendors. The big temples of Thanjavur and Gangaikonda Cholapuram were built by the Raja Raja and Rajendra, which are the marvelous example of their architectural splendors. And the temples during the ruling period of the Cholas were not only popular because of their architectural splendor, but they were also holds some importance because the Chola temples were often became the nuclei of settlements which grew around them. Nuclei means the center, as you must have read in your science, that like in a cell there is a nucleus which is the center of the cell. The temples were serving as the nucleus around which the settlements were started growing. These were centers for craft production, and the temples were not only the center for growing settlements. Settlements means where the people inhabit. So the temples, the Chola temples in particular, were not only known for their architectural splendor, their second importance were they were main nucleus around which settlements were started growing. Their third importance is many important craft production were taken place around the temples like garland maker, shopkeeper, etc. Along with that, many temples were also endowed with the land by the rulers as well as other important economic persons like traders, merchants, etc. Traders, merchants, kings, they were giving much of donation for the development, for the welfare, for the growth of temples. The produce of this land, the land which are donated by the traders, merchants, kings, etc., the produce, whatever produce from that land, were used for the maintenance of the specialist who work for the temple, like the priest, the garland maker, the cooks, the sweeper, the musician, the dancer, etc. These people were serving the temples on behalf of the devotee, like the priest, garland maker, cook, sweepers, musician, dancer, etc. And whatever produced from the land that were donated to the temples by the kings, merchants, traders, the products were used for the maintenance and well-being of these people who were serving the temple. Temples were not only places of worship, they were the hub of economic, social, and cultural life as well. The temples during the time of Cholas were not only a place of worship, those are places of economy, like it was a place of economy for the sailor, the shopkeeper, the garland maker, the cooks, and the priest. And it was also a place of social and cultural well-being, like that was the place where the musicians, dancers were performing their art for the sake of their devotion. Except the temples, other architectural splendid of the Cholas include the making of bronze images. The Chola bronze images were considered as the finest in the world. The crafting of the Cholas, mainly in the sector of bronze image production, was considered as one of the finest architectural work in the whole world. Most of the Chola bronze images were of deities, gods, goddesses, etc. But sometimes there were some images made by the crafters were also of devotees. Now let's discuss about the development in the field of agriculture during the reign of the Cholas. Many of the achievements of the Cholas were made possible through new developments in the field of agriculture. And what are those developments? Let's explore. As the Tanjavur was located near the Kaveri River and the Kaveri River's branches are emptied in the Bay of Bengal. As you can see here, this is Bay of Bengal and the Kaveri River gradually merge in the Bay of Bengal. So sometime what happened during rainy season and all, the Kaveri River overflowed, and as it overflows it settles some fertile soil in its river bank when the flood get over, and as it deposit the fertile soil alongside its bank, the fertile soil help the peasant for growing crops, as fertile soil are very much essential for practicing agriculture. And because of the overflowing of Kaveri river, the peasant near the Kaveri area or the Thanjavur, they were getting very fertile soil for practicing agriculture. And alongside the fertile soil, as there were Kaveri, as there was Kaveri river, the people, the peasant mainly, peasant means the farmer, they were getting proper irrigation from the water channels. And as the Tanjavur area was blessed with fertile soil as well as good irrigation facility, the that particular parts of Tamil Nadu were opened gradually for large scale production. Because of fertile soil and proper irrigation facility, the peasant of that area successful in producing large scale agricultural product. Gradually, with the expansion of agriculture, the forest covered areas were also get cleared to convert those forest areas into agricultural land. And in the deltaic region, various embankments were built in order to control the flood, and also various channels were constructed to carry the water to agricultural field. Embankment means a kind of protection bar constructed along the rivers so that it will protect the flood, and water channel were constructed so that that will take water into agricultural field. And because of development in the irrigation facility, the peasant of the Tanjavur were able to produce two time crop in a year, because during the monsoon season it is very much easier for farmers to get water, but to practice two time crop in a year you must need an artificial irrigation system. And during the reign of Cholas there were construction of canals and all to carry the water to agricultural land, and because of that availability of irrigation facility, the peasant of the Tanjavur were successfully growing two time crops in a year. And in many cases there were other artificial irrigation facilities were also developed, like construction of wells, construction of tanks in order to collect rainwater, and that rainwater could be later on used for irrigating the cropland. So for irrigation purpose, the Cholas were constructed canal system, dam system, wells, tanks, etc. for irrigation facility. The irrigation works require planning, organizing labor and resource, maintaining these works, and deciding on how water to be shared. Irrigation works or construction of irrigation facility is not easy. It requires a lot of planning, organization, maintenance, and a proper plan to how to distribute the water. And most of the new ruler, not only the Cholas, along with Cholas, many new rulers were taking a lot of interest in the construction of or in the maintenance of proper irrigation facility of their villages. That's all about this video. Thank you.